Hi there, and thank you for joining UnSCRIPted. I'm Angela Kashuba, Dean of the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy. We have an amazing community here at the school, all working toward a shared goal of solving the world's most pressing healthcare challenges. I'm excited for you to hear unscripted stories of faculty, staff, students, alums, and partners. Today, I've invited Ty Chapman to my office for a conversation. Ty is one of our fourth-year pharmacy students. Welcome, and thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
So I remember that I met you as a first-year pharmacy student. You made an appointment to come see me because you just wanted to get to know the dean of the pharmacy school better, which is highly unusual. I don't think I've had another student since you ask to just meet me just to talk. What was your motivation around doing that, around connecting with the dean of the pharmacy school?
I was just moved by your initial address to our class of 2025 incoming.
Okay.
You gave a talk about low stone walls.
Yes.
And I just remember being struck by that imagery when I came here.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to get to know this person some more, talk to them about the low stone walls, talk to them about what that means to them, and just see some more. See some more, ask some more questions. Yeah. And that leads to my follow-up question.
Okay.
Why is that so rare for students to come and approach you?
Yeah, it's an interesting question because I think back to my pharmacy school experience, and I had two. I have a bachelor's in pharmacy, and then I have a separate post-bac PharmD. And neither of those times did I ever think that the dean had anything to do with me or my experience. And so you might see the dean in the halls, you might hear the dean come and speak to the class. Never did I feel like I needed to have a connection with the dean. I just think that that's probably what the majority of students think, that there's someone who's running the school, promoting the school, doing kind of other school things, and my learning experience isn't necessarily connected in that way.
And I remember you shared something about that, because if I remember correctly, the story about the low stone walls in UNC was something about how approachable people are in different positions of you. Yeah. So I guess in a sense I was kind of acting on what you said.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Again. Yeah.
So we talked about those low stone walls because I did feel like it was a metaphor, even when I came here 27 years ago, of there being very few silos, and that my experience as a junior faculty member was that I could contact anyone on campus if I read one of their papers or there was a technology that they were using that I was interested in, that I could just reach out and would get a very warm welcome. But at the same time, you saw those low stone walls a bit differently, and you went and wrote a poem about those low stone walls and the people who created those walls. And that left an impression on me because it had very dramatic, very powerful imagery. Do you want to talk about that poem a little bit and what inspired you?
Sure, it's been a while, but if I recall, I remember being struck by my ride into Chapel Hill on the bus. Mm-hmm. And I just remember seeing a group of majority men, presumably black men. I didn't ask them how they identify. And I just remember being struck by the condition that it looked like those people were in. Mm. And then I remember thinking, this is interesting, because I'm looking at all this around me, all this ostentatious stuff. And I just remember thinking like, I wonder what context your speech gives to that imagery that I saw. Yeah. And then I did some digging into the history of the low stone walls, and then I was struck by the pharmacy school is like directly across from the person who the namesake of those walls is given to, Elijah Mitchell. That's kind of why I came to UNC, is that constant tension between the living history and the culture. So I kind of was just struck by the imagery and reminded that perception of low stone walls and the history is just very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's fascinating. Tell me more about, you're clearly an artist, and you create a lot of things. I could just tell inside you, there's so much creativity in you.
Thanks.
How do you merge the artistic with with medicine? How do you bring those two things together?
For me, art and medicine, art and health, they go hand in hand, because whenever I think about what I need when I'm feeling down or when I'm feeling happy, I just feel like I need a means to express that. And I just feel significantly elevated, even in my down moods.
Interesting. You read a book, so another piece of art, that led you to the profession of pharmacy. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I believe my sister recommended that book to me. It was called Educated by Tara Westover.
Okay.
And the part about the book that struck me was, at some point in their life, they had this profound turning point in their education where they really were trying to seek the best for themselves. And that kind of inspired me, because I was like, oh, I never really stopped to think about what is the best for me. And so I was on this path of pharmacy, and I was like, why not look up what are the best options from an education standpoint and go from there. So I took the time to look up best pharmacy programs in the world and also best pharmacy programs in the country. And I saw UNC, and the requirements aligned with what I had accomplished. Yeah. So I was like, I like the South. So that's kind of what led me here, and the book was the impetus for that.
Yeah, interesting. Anything surprising about being at the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy? Was it as advertised, or are there things that have been surprising to you along the way?
I didn't expect to find community in the school and around the school. So I think that was the most surprising part. I didn't honestly even think I needed community. I didn't really think too much about that before moving away from home. And it kind of struck me like lightning. I was like, I'm in so much pain. Like, I feel like I'm so isolated. But even coming and having a conversation with you, I think that's really a testament to those low stone walls. And if there's community out there, I just need to go and find it.
Let's unpack that a little more. Talk about the community that you've found here, that you've grown with here.
Coming into pharmacy school, I really wanted to build a strong community with my Black identity. And that means a whole lot of things for me. I remember just being drawn towards people who made me feel seen in the pharmacy school and outside of it. So I built a pretty strong community around myself, and I met probably one of my best friends, I hope, and I hope to continue that relationship for the rest of my life. And I've also met my partner here. And outside of the school, I found this organization called the Jackson Center, the Marian Cheek Jackson Center.
Okay.
And that's what kind of really opened me up, getting to know the elders in that community.
Yes.
And getting to know students who actually work with that community as well has really opened me up through the work that we've done together.
Okay. So talk about, who is Marian Cheek Jackson?
But Marian Cheek Jackson was a longtime resident in Northside community.
Okay.
And basically a leader in that community, also an advocate. And one of the things that they've really done in a longstanding legacy is create this center, this community that's been steadfastly determined to preserve, but also expand the shrinking Black community in Chapel Hill. So learning and listening to their stories about growing up alongside the community of UNC and with this community of UNC, that changed my whole perspective.
Talk about how you engage with that center and what you do with that center.
So initially, I was doing stuff in the LINK program, and what that program is really about is connecting different generations. So as a student, connecting with older adults who have been in the community for several years, several decades. I've taken on more of a leadership position now, where I'm kind of facilitating other students who are coming into the program and trying to get them connected to different elders in the community.
You are currently on rotations as a fourth-year student. Can you tell me what your experiences have been in the rotations that you have, which ones you are looking forward to, and how you think that's going to shape what's next for you?
It's a lot of questions. Yeah. Let's see. So the ones that I've been in so far, I was in a heart failure clinic, but also a cardiology ambulatory care clinic.
Okay.
And that really was enjoyable, getting to talk
Mhm.
to patients
Yeah.
just about what they have done in their lives, what they are
Mhm.
currently doing, and
Mhm.
also getting to impact their lives from a healthcare standpoint. Trying to really listen to patients talk about how difficult it is to start on a lot of medications and
Mhm.
always be changing them and not feeling your best and just going through that journey. So trying to create unique opportunities for patients to feel like we're really listening as healthcare providers. I try to make a polypharmacy plate, basically this itemized list of things you could do: crush a tablet, break a tablet, split a tablet, chew a tablet, mix it with yogurt, mix it with water.
Yeah.
Anything to make it even slightly more appealing to take your medicine if
Mhm.
physically possible.
Mhm. Yeah. No, it's fascinating. So, what are you looking forward to? What rotation are you really looking forward to that's coming up?
It's the Central Prison in
Okay.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
And I applied for that program a little later in the application cycle, but I just thought it would be such a unique opportunity
Mhm.
to reach a very specific patient population,
Yes.
one that I don't even think about at all as
Mm.
often as I do the other patients.
Mhm.
So it's going to be completely different from what I've experienced so far, I assume.
Yeah.
So that's the one I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah. There's a lot of needs, I think, there just in terms of continuity of care, in terms of medications. And so I think there's a lot of opportunities to fill gaps there. So, yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I love, like filling gaps, always
Yeah.
improving.
Yeah.
So I look forward to learning about the challenges with that patient population's healthcare,
Yeah.
and like you said, transitions of care and continuity of care,
Yeah.
and seeing what can be done.
What are you interested in doing next after you graduate?
The plan is to do freelance writing on the side, and
Okay.
I've already started that process,
Okay.
and also find a way to have patient interactions. So I'm exploring opportunities with ambulatory care,
Mhm.
and I'm also considering independent pharmacy as something I would do because I can just see the difference that it makes in people's lives when they have an independent pharmacy
Yeah.
instead of something else that feels a little bit more impersonal.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, whatever you do, I know you're going to be wildly successful.
I agree.
I appreciate you spending some time with us today, Ty. Thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And thank you for watching. We love sharing stories of those who make the UNC Eshelman School of Pharmacy excellent. We hope you'll join us for the next episode of UnSCRIPted, conversations with people who are advancing medicine for life.